What is going on, guys? We're back at it with another trade recap. We took a trade and it played out so well. This trade was originally supposed to be only a 1 to 2. I was able to catch like a 1 to 3.5, roughly in that area, and I'll go over why I was able to catch that much. Anyways, I'll go over the whole trade just like usual. I did de-risk on this trade, so I only risked a quarter of my quarter percent of my account, and that's because of the entry reasons. I'll go over that as well and why I did that, but let's get into this trade. So starting on the daily time frame, from yesterday as that huge rally, we had that big push up and we actually swept out liquidity here. We took out this daily high and then we were in this daily order block here. So that was my reasoning of going short for the day. And then coming into the 4-hour time frame, same kind of look, tap the daily order block, 4-hour fair value gap, sweep of that high. So there is reasoning for us to potentially come to the downside. And then there was this 4-hour fair value gap right here, which was kind of my area, like where I thought price would want to come down to in the short term for maybe a push to the upside. We might have changed direction to now we could be in a uptrend on the daily. We could be going and looking for higher prices, but I was looking at is, hey, this fair value gap looks like it could be rebalanced and then could go higher. Coming down to the 1-hour time frame, I noticed that we tapped into the wick here of this order block, I guess you'd call it. I like to go off the bodies, but here there was no fair value gap, nor was there any sort of anything to kind of fill here. So I was looking more at the bottom of the wick here to say, hey, like we're tapped in the bottom of the wick and we are showing retracement off of that. So that could be another confluence that we want to go lower. I came down to the 15-minute time frame. I see that we are respecting this 15-minute fair value gap here. We did have this fair value gap right here, but it was looking like we are disrespecting it. I mean, we did fill it. We never broke through it. So I still had the thought in my mind that we could respect this one. So let's see what gets respected first and go kind of from there. So at this point, I was kind of just looking for my entry here. So I just wanted to see like a clean break of structure. I would like price to come up higher first and then see a clean break of structure, but that's what I was looking for, is my break of structure, as well as maybe the 3 and the 5 minute have a break of structure as well, but we're gonna go. So as you can see, we did get our push up. We took out this high here. We took out these relative equal highs right here. So that right there was an indicator to me that we are going to want to go lower. Like I have confidence that we want to go lower now. We just swept out higher time frame liquidity. We tapped into a higher time frame order block, higher time frame fair value gap we're in. And now we've just taken out relative equal highs on the lower time frames. Like there's so much potential to go to the downside from here. So I was fairly confident in that. As well, if you go to the 15-minute here, you can see we have this areas of liquidity here. We have here, here, and here. So those are my kind of interest areas for now. And for that break of structure with the fair value gap now, this huge displacement right here. And I was looking at actually taking an entry off this, but the fact that we didn't break fully structure gave me no confidence in that because of yesterday, as we didn't have that full nice 3-minute or 5-minute push. So I didn't enter on this 1-minute fair value gap because the 3 and the 5-minute didn't look too good to enter on. So I still waited, as well as we did get the break structures. That would have been breaking my rules. But if I would have entered on that, it would have played out very nicely. Got this break of structure here. We broke this low. We broke this low. So I put my limit order right here on this fair value gap. So I had my take profit 1 set for here, which was right at this low, right at the mid low here. And take profit 2 is at 1 to 2, which was just below here, tapping into this 15-minute order block. So that was kind of the interest areas of take profit I wanted to get to. Now, the reason why I de-risked was because we were pretty close to these lows here. We were quite close to this low right here for that entry. So that's why I decided to de-risk as of that reason. But anyways, we got tapped in, and then price decided to tank. And why I got a bigger position than 1 to 2, why I didn't just close out at 1 to 2, was because I decided to look at it and I started monitoring it. So at this rate here, we pushed right through it. And so I looked at it and I said, okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move my stop loss to 1 to 2 here. So if it does come back up, we'll be taken out at 1 to 2 and we'll be happy with the two, we'll be happy with that trade for the day. That's exactly what we wanted. But what I told myself was, if I see any further retracement to the upside, I'm gonna kind of get out of the trade and just take what we got. So I saw this candle here, and then we made a push back down. We tapped in the fair value gap. I wanted to see how it reacted, and then we made a push back down. So what did I do? I trailed my stop loss to this this top here. And then price kept going down, kept going down. So then what did I do? I trailed my stop loss down to this high here, which is then where we got stopped out. So where we got stopped out, the reason why it did reverse and we got stopped out, which makes sense, is because we tapped into this hourly fair value gap, this huge hourly fair value gap. So that does make sense on why we got stopped out on that trade, and we didn't continue to push lower. But at the end of the day, we got more out of the markets than we really wanted to come in and get. So I'm very happy with this trade idea, how it played out. Every rule was followed. Emotions were very good. I was very confident in the trade, and I was very confident in the trade once we pushed past that level of, once we pushed past that one level that I pointed out in the 15-minute time frame, and once we kind of broke structure on the 3, 5, and then the 15-minute, my confidence was through the roof that we were going to get some high volume in and take out all our take profits. Anyways, if you guys like this video, like always, please hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.